What do you think of when you hear Soviet Union? Maybe a strong military power, communist-run society, etc. But do you ever question how we've come to imagine this country in this matter? How and when did it become the way it is, and what or who drove it through this path? A great contributor to the cultivation of the Soviet Union was a man named Joseph Stalin. Stalin was born on December 18, 1878 as the only child of his family. As a child, Stalin would grow up in difficult family conditions. On top of having permanent scars due to smallpox, he was physically abused by his alcoholic father. As a teen, Stalin earned a scholarship in 1894 at the Georgian Orthodox Church. In his time there, Stalin would secretly read the Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx. This would influence Stalin to later on bring the country under his influence of communism. After reading the book and missing his exams, Stalin would be kicked out of school. Once out of education, Stalin would join the Marxist Socialist Party called the Bolsheviks, led by Vladimir Lenin. In 1907, his wife died shortly after the birth of his son. Here is Stalin's famous statement. "The creature softened my heart of stone. She died, and with her died my last warm feeling for humanity." 5 years later, in 1912, Lenin would appoint Stalin to be the head of the First Central Committee. Shortly after, in 1917, Stalin was involved in the Russian Revolution. Later, Lenin would die, allowing Stalin to take full control over the Bolshevik Party. Once in full control, Stalin would initiate his 5-year plan for Russia. His 5-year plan consisted of developing heavy industry and collectivizing agriculture. Within his agricultural plan, it would be made up of collective farms, which were smaller groups made into a larger farm. Now, within the collective farms, if anybody were to disagree or not follow with Stalin's plans, he would send a purge against them and send them to a gulag where they would work in a camp. In conclusion, Stalin was a fierce, brutal man that would end up making the infrastructure of Russia. In the end, he would end up killing 20 million citizens.